pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Marcy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Shohei Ohtani enters and creates the 50-50 club. It was the greatest individual offensive performance in Dodgers franchise history. We're breaking it all down next on the #1 Dodgers postgame show on YouTube.
Another payoff. Benny got him with a slider. Clayton Kershaw. It's Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie mashed. It's a grand slam. Showstopper and game ender.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thank you for joining us after the Dodgers destroyed the Marlins by a final score of 20-4. Dodgers win 20-4, their 91st win of the season. They're in the postseason. By the way, 865 games. That's how many games that Shohei Ohtani had played in the regular season, and that was without a postseason appearance. The most ever for a player on an active roster for not being in the postseason from Sarah Langs, and now he's in the postseason, but he also is in a new club that he started all by himself, and that is the 50-50 club. Shohei Ohtani had the performance for ages, a performance for the ages today for your Los Angeles Dodgers. He goes 6 for 6, had 3 home runs, 2 RBIs, a single, 10 RBIs, the most in Dodgers franchise history. No time, we've never seen a 10 RBI game in Dodgers franchise history. Also scored 4 runs and stole 2 bases. First at bat, double to right, stole third for his 50th swipe bag of the season. Second at bat in the second, RBI single to right, stole second, his 51st stolen base of the year. Third at bat in the third, he doubled to center. Fourth at bat in the sixth, a 2-run shot to right center for his 49th bomb of the year. And then in the 7th inning, a chance to make history. He's already been making history all season long, but you know we wanted that round number. We wanted that 5-0, and Shohei steps up to the plate, and he hits his 50th home run of the season.
On a 1-2, Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way, back it goes. Gone! One-of-a-kind player. One-of-a-kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Okay, is he done yet? No, he's not. He comes back up in the 9th inning, and he hits a 440-foot moonshot for his 3rd home run of the game.
Watching this guy.
Oh my gosh! Shohei Ohtani, the greatest day in baseball history.
Just unbelievable. Just speechless, incomprehensible greatness by Shohei Ohtani. By the way, Mike Bauman, you are going to be an answer to a trivia question. Who gave up Shohei Ohtani's 50th home run? That happened in the 7th, and we saw the one off Bruin there late in the game. But just an unbelievable performance by Shohei Ohtani. Not here to take the victory lap. I did say he would have a multi-home run game in Miami that would ultimately get him the record. But hey, I'm just happy he did it. But let me know, give me a reaction. I mean, how do you describe what you're witnessing with Shohei Ohtani? Because look, we are lucky to be Dodgers fans in this era. You always think, hey, what would it be like to go back in the 80s and watch the Showtime Lakers, and the early 90s and watch Michael Jordan? And what would it be like to go back in the 20s and 30s and watch the Babe Ruth type of players? What would it be like? We are living that. We are witnessing an all-time great athlete at the peak of his powers in his absolute prime do things that that we've never seen done before. That is what Shohei Ohtani is doing, and it's tough to comprehend. It is tough to comprehend, and I think that you see all the firsts today. I mean, you can go down the list of the first this, the first that. It was the first time that we've seen a 10 RBI game in Dodgers history. It was also the first time we've seen a Dodgers player hit the 5-0 mark. 50 home runs, the first Dodger in franchise history to hit 50 home runs. He surpassed my childhood favorite player at one point, Sean Green, who had 49 home runs back in 2001. It was the first 3 home run, 2 stolen base game in Major League Baseball history, dating all the way back to 1901, if you go past that. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, you just look at a guy that was just trying to get to this moment, and I just want to say, savor this. We're not going to see this again. We are not going to see Shohei Ohtani steal 50-plus bases and hit 50-plus home runs. He's going to be a pitcher once again next year, and you won't see him as aggressive on the base pass. I asked Dave Roberts about this. He agreed with me. He said that this is probably just a one-year thing, so enjoy it because it's going to lead to an MVP. It's going to lead to a runaway as an MVP. I've been talking to insiders around the league. I had Bob Nightingale on the show. Every insider I talked to says there's not going to be a close vote between him and Francisco Lindor. John Heyman crying over the West Coast bias, talking about making the case for Francisco Lindor. I mean, are you just begging for clicks? Are you begging for a story? Because there is no story here. The Shohei Ohtani is running away, just like he ran towards 51 stolen bases this season. I mean, that's what makes it so impressive, is just how effective he's been with the stolen bases, and now he leads the National League in WAR. So he had a 7.3 WAR entering today, and now you look at that WAR. I mean, he's right on top. The Fangraphs WAR at 7.7. He's ahead of Francisco Lindor there. So the MVP is his. He started a new club, 50-50 for a guy that's one of one, Shohei Ohtani. I want to read your comments, guys. We got Whack'em Sticks. Oh my goodness, a super chat, a $500 super chat for Whack'em Sticks. Ohtani, the greatest to ever play this beautiful game. Now let's bring it home with a championship. D-Mac, as always, you are the best. Just want to say this show is brought to you by my friend Whack'em Sticks, YouTube Hall of Famer. Cannot thank you enough. That definitely is going to go to, man, I don't know what it's going to go to. Maybe a Shohei Ohtani fund of some sort, because, I mean, this is just an incredible day to celebrate one of the greatest players we've ever seen. But really appreciate you, Whack'em Sticks. My man, just balling. He's the Guggenheim Group, man. He is the Guggenheim Group of this show. Can't thank you enough, man. We really appreciate that. BC says Shohei OPS now over 1,000 at 1,005. Ray Soto, ironic he passes Sean Green, who had the most. Yep, absolutely. Ohtani couldn't hit for the cycle. That's weak. Give me a bruh, Mr. G. I love that. By the way, he was on Cycle Watch, and by the way, game ball to Chris Taylor for going up there and getting a hit, getting on base, and giving him another opportunity to have him swing the bat and at least go for a triple. But you know what? I don't know. Triples are nice. Triples are probably one of the most exciting plays in baseball. But I'd rather see Shohei just demolish a baseball, and he's absolutely just obliterating. Shohei, these balls had families, and he's just absolutely demolishing them. And so no cycle for Shohei, so y'all give him a bruh. By the way, the last Dodger to hit for the cycle was Cody Bellinger. Belly hit for the cycle back on July 15, 2017. It was also in Miami. Belly had a single in the first, homer in the third, double in the fourth, and a triple in the seventh in the Dodgers 7-1 wins over the I mean, Whack'em Sticks. I mean, hopefully that Whack'em Sticks. Hopefully that $500. Hopefully 97% of it isn't deferred, because I need that money now, man. So like Shohei's contract, hopefully it's not deferred. But yeah, thank you again. Give you a comment of the show. First ballot Hall of Famer Showtime Lakers were incredible. We got a $9.99 super chat. We are the luckiest fan base, D-Mac. Thank you, Shohei, for the experience. Thank you, D-Mac, for bringing us together. Thanks for the $9.99. I appreciate that. And hey, that's what this show tries to do. I mean, we don't always have to have the same opinions, but we like to talk Dodger baseball. Victor Banos, $50. D-Mac, I don't believe what I just saw. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Victor Banos. Give you a comment of the show as well. Designer says trade Ohtani. Come on now. That's the I'm going to give you 30 bruz for the whole. I'm going to give you bruz for the whole hour for an insane comment like that. But I'm here for the fun of it. Yeah, Suka says 55-55. So I love that. I love that. You are not content. I remember I was there after Shohei hit the 40th home run, the walk-off grand slam, the Friday game against the Rays. And everyone was asking about 40-40, and the first thing I asked him about was 50-50. I asked Shohei Ohtani, do you want to hit 50 home runs? Do you think you can get 50 steals? And what he told me was, hey, I mean, like, if I hit 50 home runs and I get 50 steals, it means I'm helping this team. But he also kind of gave me that vibe like, man, can I just enjoy 40 home runs? So, hey, I'm loving the fact that we're pushing for even more because there's no limit to what this guy is capable of. Ohtani is truly a once-in-a-sport level player. I cringe when people call him generational because he's not a generational talent. He isn't that. A generational talent means they come along once in a generation. This isn't a once in a generation player. This is a once in a sport player, a once in a planet's existence player. That's how good he is. I know I get criticized for glazing Shohei or whatever you want to call it and this and that, but I think it's deserved. I truly do. We got next stop 55-55. Chilltown All-Star says Lindor for those that can't do math. MVP for sure, and I'm a Mets fan. What's up, Sigerlone over there? Rosemary Rodriguez, glad I get to say I got to see Shohei so electric this year. This is the story. A $9.99 super chat from Hector. Appreciate 3 shoeies for Shohei. I'm going to have to give you guys the Shohei shoeies a little later this week, but I got you. Don't worry. Trust me. I got something special planned for you. $5 super chat from Carlos Roque. It feels good being on the other side of history this time, not like Heaney, Chanho Park, and Al Downing. Yeah, talking about Hank Aaron, talking about Barry Bonds. I mean, you're talking about moments where it feels like the Dodgers are on the wrong side of history, and yeah, it does feel good to be on the right side, one for sure. And of course, you're talking about Pujols too, right? Pujols and Phil Bickford on the wrong side of history too. So yeah, Heaney gave up the 699 one, right? I believe. And I think it was Phil Bickford as well. So yeah, no, that's good times to be on the right side. I like that point right there because it does feel like all those moments. It's we're seeing spins by Bonds and we're seeing crazy stuff and Chanho Park on the mound. Never forget that. But yeah, I mean, I do think like we'll get into the nitty gritty of this game, but yeah, as you guys are pointing out, how lucky are we to be experiencing this? A player in his absolute prime that truly has a chance. I think the most easily thrown around thing, GOAT. People call everyone the GOAT, GOAT this, GOAT that, legend this, legend that. It gets thrown around too loosely. But with Shohei Ohtani, he truly does have a chance to go down as the undisputed GOAT of Major League Baseball. If he comes back, pitches like an ace, leads this team to a couple of World Series championships where he's pitching like an ace on the mound and hitting at an MVP level, you can say that there's no one that's ever done that at this stage of their careers for this long. Babe Ruth didn't do this. Barry Bonds didn't pitch, right? So that's definitely on the table. We have a chance, just when you see Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time, the Dodgers, as great as the Yankees are as a franchise, as great as the Pinstripes are with Babe Ruth, the Dodgers have a chance to have the best player of all time in their prime years with this organization. Just makes me wish that he was on this team for his entire career. But just an incredible game. Unreal. I mean, look, hey, Shohei, how about 60-60? Can we get 60-60? Let's go on a tear to end the season. But how much will my golden bobblehead be worth now? Definitely went up in value. I'll tell you that much. Daniel Clark, 199 super chat. Appreciate that. Give you a little fire take for that one. He had that triple, but that jerk threw him out at third base. Just let it happen. He was so close. He was so close to definitely make another type of a history today with that triple, and certainly it did look like it was a possibility for him to get. But I mean, he's using his speed, and that's really what really is so impressive is how effective he is on the base pass. He doesn't get thrown out. I mean, he's stealing his bases at over a 92% rate as far as how effective he is. But you're right, he does get thrown out there at third trying to stretch it. And talking about the top of the third inning, after Taylor hit a sac fly to right to score Muncy, put the Dodgers up 7-1, Ohtani hits a double to score Lux and Pages, but he's thrown out at third trying to stretch it. But yeah, I mean, I know, what a player hater, right? You got to let him go and get that. But yeah, I mean, I think that this is a part of the show where we kind of remind everyone that this guy is rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. I mean, How do we comprehend that? And he has been going through a season-long throwing program before games where it's very strict and very regimented. I mean, the fact that he's doing this, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, this is a franchise. This is the 141st year of the Dodgers' existence. The 141st year of the Dodgers' existence. And we finally have a 50 home run guy in Shohei Ohtani. And you look at the stolen bases, yeah. I mean, his previous career high was 26. He's at 51. So it's so insane to comprehend this. And you look at how fast he got to it, too. He got to 50-50 faster than Jose Canseco. He got to 50-50 in 153 games. It took Jose Canseco in 1988, 154 games. It took Ronald Acuna Jr. in 2023, 154 games. It took Barry Bonds in 1996, 160 games. And you just look at how quickly he was able to get to that, to get to the 40-40. I mean, it's really insane. It's really just insane when you look at the milestones that he has got to faster, better, in more dramatic fashion. I mean, you look at, he was the fastest player ever to 40-40. The fastest player ever to 40-40. I mentioned the other ones just now. You look at the player that was fastest before him, it was Alfonso Soriano. And he did that 19 games faster than Soriano did in 2006. So it's not just like he's just kind of like doing this at the buzzer here, like he's just making it to the finish line. No, that's not the case here. We're seeing someone who's done this at a rate that still has never been done. So that's incredible. And I do think that at the end of the day, the best thing for baseball today wasn't the 50-50. The best thing for baseball today is that the Dodgers clinched a playoff berth for the 12th year in a row. And Shohei Ohtani knew that to play on the big stage, to play in October, that's what matters most. That to really define and cement his legacy, he has to win World Series titles. And he knew that this is the organization that guaranteed him at least an opportunity to compete under the bright lights of October. And they accomplished that today. And you got to give the Dodgers a lot of credit for them to continue that streak. And right now, I mean, it's a streak that, I mean, it's up to 12 years, and they've won the division all but one of those years in 2021 when you had the Black Magic Giants. I don't know what they did, but I mean, they've also won at least 90 games now in each of the last 11 seasons. You look at the history of Major League Baseball. You got teams like the Yankees. They're the only team that has a longer streak of doing that, and that was from 1947 to 1958. So you look at the consistency with this organization. You look at how many wins you can put together and give yourself a chance to win. Hey, at the end of the day, all they need to do now is win. All this is great, but they got to win the postseason. So some more Ohtani, and we'll talk about the rest of this game. But I don't know if did you guys all tune in because I know why you guys tuned in. You guys all tuned in for the Zach Logue performance. This day will always remember by the Zach Logue going 2 innings. How about Zach Logue going 2 innings, giving up just 1 run and those 3 hits? Jack Flaherty today, he pitched well. He went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, had 5 strikeouts, 2 walks through 96 pitches. Evan Phillips pitched well. He gave up 1 hit in his appearance, but still had a strikeout and a walk. Not his sharpest appearance, but he got the job done. And as a whole, this Dodgers team, 16 for 39. 16 for 39. Shohei goes 6 for 6. Betts goes 1 for 4. Kike goes 1 for 2. Edman goes 2 for 5. I think that's kind of one of my big takeaways is outside of Shohei Ohtani's greatness is I'm feeling better and better about the bottom of this lineup. I really, really am because of Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman is that consistent bat. He's more of a contact-oriented bat that can give you a different look. He's not going up there trying to hit a home run. And I think when we see this team fall behind in the postseason. They're starting to press, and Dodger Stadium's getting quiet, and sounds like a library in there because everyone's nervous. You need someone like a Tommy Edman to go up there and break things up and just get on base. They have multiple guys that can do that with Miguel Rojas, who almost never strikes out, rarely swings and misses, puts the ball in play. Tommy Edman puts the ball in play. In this one, top of the third inning, the Dodgers were up 2-1. Tommy Edman, great at bat, full count. He singled to center, and that led to the onslaught of runs after that. That's what led to the big inning. Max Muncy walked after that. Then Gavin Lux drew a walk. You had the bases loaded for Andy Pages. He walks. So you're walking with the bases loaded. The Dodgers up 4-1 at that point after the Pages walk. And then with Veneziano comes in to face Taylor. Taylor hits a sac fly to right to put the Dodgers up 5-1. And then Shohei, he finishes the job with a knockout blow. So you got jabs, jabs, and jabs by Tommy Edman and some of the walks. And then Ohtani with the knockout blow with the extra base hit, doubling to center in that situation. So love what I see from Tommy Edman. Big takeaway down the stretch here is that they have a guy that once solidified center field defensively, can also play shortstop at an above average level, but can also get his bat on the ball. So really love what I saw from Tommy Edman today as well. Got another super chat, 1990, woke up from a nap to his 50th home run. Thank you so much for that. Norman Rowe, if you had caught that 50th home run ball, what would you ask for it? Me, I would just, you know what, just be a gentleman, give him the ball, say congratulations. No picture, no autographs, no nothing. Of course, I'm only kidding. I would ask for a 10-part interview series, just me and Shohei Ohtani. I would ask him to co-host this show for me. That's what I would do. What would you guys do for the ball, though? What would you guys give up? I think when you look at the value, you're looking at some $300,000 at least, right? Something like that. $499. This is from Jeremy. Ipe shaking with FOMO in his jail cell. Let's go, Dodgers. Wow, the Ipe. He's still bringing up Ipe, huh? Shohei always plays amazing when he looks like he's having an LOL with the boys. He's having fun. He's loose out there. He's enjoying this. I totally agree. I think that's a great point. Vladdy's nukes. I just got dumped recently by my ex this Sunday. Feel kind of down and depressed about how things ended, but Ohtani gave me a stress reliever and made me realize there's great things to live for in life. Hey, there you go. Baseball will always be there for you, man. It might break your heart, but it'll never break up with you. I'll tell you that much. J. Cam, Roki Sasaki, can't wait to be a Dodger. 5555, a $1.99 super chat from Dylan McKay. Time to change your name to Tortamac. Come on now. We got I'm out of breath hitting those emojis. Sensational. We got Ohtani did not have time. Well, he had brace. I mean, okay, it's debated within the industry, but I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to kind of spill the beans there. Francisco Lindor, unicorns are real, but there's only 117. That's a fire. That's a comment of the show. Fire take contender right there. You gotta love that. We got Ohtani can tell. Okay, what? We are witnessing history every day. Nobody can break the record. DMAC, the MVP, was sealed today with this performance. JD lifts probably the best player in Major League history. Yes, better than Bonds, Griffey, or Ruth. We get to watch Shohei in the playoffs. That's from Rosemary Rodriguez. Yeah, another thing today that was really interesting was Bill Plunkett in the LA Times. He put out an article, and for the Southern California News Group, he put out an article saying that Andrew Friedman was quoting their front office, saying that basically Andrew Friedman was asked about the possibility of Shohei Ohtani pitching in the postseason, and Andrew Friedman said, to me, he's not really an option. He said, we aren't even thinking about that right now. Again, this is like January for him. He's just barely a year out from Tommy John. So to the commenter that said Tommy John, there you go. That's from the president of baseball operations, but I'll digress on that. He would also say there's no conversation that was brought about with the pitching coach in terms of pitching in the postseason. That's what Ohtani told reporters yesterday. And we also heard Andrew Friedman say, if you strip away what's going on with the Dodgers right now, he's thrown about 5 bullpens, which is the equivalent of January, late January in his progression in a normal offseason buildup. And October lines up some point middle to late for live BPs like pitchers do when they come for spring training. The question is whether to do those then in October or do them in November, but then make sure he has enough time to shut down before the start of the following year. This has been on our radar as something to talk about since spring training. So what you need to know from that is basically this is not a situation for this organization where this is sneaking up on them all of a sudden. They're not like the rest of people out there that are witnessing Shohei Ohtani throw bullpen sessions and saying, hey, maybe he should pinch in the postseason. Maybe it would be a good idea. No, they have been pretty consistent with the way they have responded to questions about him pitching, and that it's a long shot. It's unlikely. This is not something where they're saying, oh, desperate times call for desperate measures. Having said that, does this do anything for the Dodgers to say, okay, he is going to pitch? We are going to pitch him? That because of the injury to Gavin Stone being out for the rest of the season, most likely, and Tyler Glass now done for the season, and these pitching injuries that have uncertainty, guys like Clayton Kershaw, that you say, okay, we have to break in case of emergency that Ohtani emergency pitching, right? It's not like that. They're not going into it thinking that. But I do think that they do want to, at least maybe as far as Dave Roberts' questions and Dave Roberts' answers, where Dave Roberts says that they're not completely going to rule it out, I do think they want to at least have it in the minds of the teams they're going to be facing. You definitely want to have it out there, and maybe Dave Roberts kind of spilled the beans a tiny bit as a possibility, and Andrew Friedman wants to keep it close to the vest, so that way, if we ever do see it, it comes as some sort of surprise for the opposing team. So until Andrew Friedman says no 100%, until Dave Roberts says no 100%, you have to believe that it at least is more than a 0% chance. And if the Dodgers suffer more injuries, or they get to a point where they get so close to a World Series title and Shohei Ohtani feels like he can help this team get over the hump and win this World Series, I don't see how they couldn't do it. I think they would regret it, because if you win the World Series this year, in year one of Shohei Ohtani, then I think the dam breaks. I think you can win multiple titles. I think that a lot of that pressure that's been on this organization, and a lot of the people out there, the naysayers that will say, oh, the Dodgers, 12 straight postseason appearances and just one shortened season World Series to show for it, those type of naysayers, they're going to go away. They're going to be like Homer Simpson in the hedge and disappear, right? But if you lose this year, and you lose in the NLDS, you lose in the NLCS, you make it to the World Series and lose, well, guess what? It's what's wrong with this team? What's wrong with the training staff? Why can't they keep pitchers healthy? Why have Dodgers pitchers spent more time on the injured list than any team in Major League Baseball? Are they not signing the right guys? Do they not have the right manager? Do they not have the right analytics department? I mean, you're going to open up a big can of worms if you don't win the World Series this year. There's going to be a lot of people questioning this, because they're going to say that you have all the resources. This is the truth. The Dodgers, they've got that American Express black card. They've got that unlimited, they can spend anything they want. They committed over $1.4 billion in salary in the offseason. There is no limit to what they can spend and who they can bring in. So they have to win. If you do not win, it will not be considered a success, right? Days like today aren't going to feel as great 20 years from now unless this team wins in the World Series. That's just the truth. I'm not trying to be Dougie Downer here, but let's remember that when it comes to the pitching situation, it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. But just a reminder that today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. If you sign up today, you can get $50 off instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And looking at this month, one Caleb Williams passing yard gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September. 4 weeks of free W's. Don't miss this deal on Prize Picks, because it's gone when September ends. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at Tyreek Hill for more than 90 receiving yards and Dak Prescott for more than 263 pass yards. Download the app today and use the link in our bio and use code NATION, that's NATION, to get $50 off instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Once again, you can get $50 off instantly after you play your first $5 lineup using the code NATION to sign up. Prize Picks, run your game. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me get into the comments here. Continue to break this one down. LO, get that bag, D-Mac. Hey, man, gotta pay the bills. Gotta pay the bills. Whack'em Sticks can't pay for everything around here, okay? I mean, he probably could, but Dougie Downer from Shane Rochester. Preach D-Mac from Booty. Sniffer. Okay, I gotta give you a bruh for that name. Did the Dodgers play tonight, Rip the Ripper? They certainly did. Just ask the Marlins, who they absolutely destroyed. By the way, yeah, Club 50-50, man, down in Miami. Occupation, population just one. A 199 super chat. D-Mac, body slide in some Diddy freak oil for 5150. I gotta stop. You guys think just because you super chat stuff, I'm gonna read it? I'm gonna have to pre-read that stuff. Definitely not, man. That's no. I'm not trying to talk about the diddler here, okay? Yo, D-Mac, we got to get a shoey from you now. What shoey went 50-50? What do you say? I don't have any. I mean, you guys want? I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to water shoey, okay? So I'll definitely owe you one when I get back in the studio next week. If you guys don't know, I've been like a Dodgers pitcher. I've been injured myself this week. I'm kind of on the IL, but I will give you one for sure. J-Kid 323. Earth been a thing for 4.5 billion years, and I got to be on here the same time as Shohei and Kobe. J-Kid, it's a comedy show. I like that. I like that right there. I'm feeling that. I love that. But yeah, guys, keep going away. I mean, do you, like, on the conversation of Shohei pitching, I mean, I've talked to people that say they don't want to see it. I've talked to people that are close to the organization that think maybe it's something that they should consider. I mean, the fear is, could you lose his bat if something goes wrong? The fear is, does he have a command in those situations? And I would say that, look, for most pitchers, that's not a soft landing, right? You throw him in a tough situation, you're holding on to a one-run lead late in the game, and you still need his bat in the lineup, right? And you're kind of concerned about, okay, what could happen? Yeah, sure. But I think it just comes down to what he's comfortable with. At the end of the day, it's what he's comfortable with. And if he thinks that he can get this team over the top, it could be a situation, too, where, how about this? Let's say the Dodgers are close and Shohei makes it known he wants to pitch, and they refuse that, and they lose. They're not going to be happy about that. So I do think that they are going to strongly consider what he might want based on, yes, you kind of have to save the guy from himself, and it's a tough ask, but I think you always have to throw everything away when it's Shohei, because we just never seen a guy do these kinds of things at this level. Claudia 11, what up, D-Mac? What's up, Claudia? How we doing over there on YouTube? Go Dodgers, baby, from Nick. Brian Jaffe, what do you think about Madden's comments? Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. Shohei, his story, Ohtani. I think Joe Madden has some interesting comments, though, for sure. And, yeah, I mean, he's someone that I mean, he says to let him pitch. I mean, Joe Madden said he wants to see him pitch. This is what Joe Madden said. He says, Shohei is Shohei. Yes, I would do it. So, I mean, that's why Joe Madden is, I mean, he's a World Series winning manager, not managing a team currently. I think he's kind of said it loosely. I mean, I don't think he had any. I think it's tough when you're not around Shohei on a day-to-day basis to kind of make a decision like that. Shohei just had a great MLB month in one game. Insane. That's from Dylan McKay. It's a comment of the show. That's a comment of the show right there. I mean, how many players would take that in a month? You're totally right. I mean, it's really unbelievable. It's really truly unbelievable, and it's tough to kind of wrap your head just around it. And yeah, I mean, can you imagine he goes 60-60? He just went absolutely insane. But and the thing, too, is I just want to make this clear. He didn't join the 50-50 club. He broke ground on it. He started it. He laid the foundation for it and got the blueprint together and built the whole damn thing. And he's the only one that lives there, right? He's sitting at a table where he's a little lonely because there's no one around him, okay? That's Shohei Ohtani, all right? He created the 50-50 club. You have to remember that. Oh, by the way, the Dodgers postseason hats have released a nice little patch. I'm going to have to check those out after. Pretty tasteful, but pretty cool stuff right there. I wonder how David Ortiz is. David Ortiz crying today? Is he crying? I mean, come on now. I mean, let's think about this. I would say today. Nah, I'm proud. Today ranks up there, though. As far as, like, just, I mean, I think 2020 Game 6, obviously. 2017 NLCS Game 2. Justin Turner's home run. I mean, Lima time 0-4. But I think, 2021 Game 5 being the Giants in their house, Dodger Stadium North, I think that was really cool. But today definitely ranks up there as one of the most exhilarating Dodgers moments. But Pocket, Shrewd Boy, D-Mac, I can't read that one again. Let's go down here. We should have swept them from Tommy Alvarado. Definitely should have. Absolutely. D-Mac, who had the better game, Shohei or Sean Green? Oh man, I think you have to go with Shohei Ohtani. I mean, because you have the stolen. Sean Green hit the 4 home runs, but Shohei Ohtani had the 6 hits total, the 3 home runs, the 2 doubles, and became the first Dodger player to have 10 RBIs in a game. That's a really good one though. That's because I gotta look at the total bases. I'm pretty sure that Sean Green, the total bases in that one was 19. So we'll kind of have to look for that one. And he also went 6 for 6 in that one too. Yeah, that's a tough one. 4 home runs is 4 home runs, right? At the end of the day, we're here for the home runs. But I got to give it to Shohei. It's later in the season. It's to get to the 50. Both are incredible. And Sean Green, he still is. I remember him saying that he was struggling heading into that. Game, and the ball was looking like a ping pong ball for weeks. Then all of a sudden, that game was looking like a softball. So, yeah, great to see him. Great to hear Sean Green's name. How about that today? But unbelievable stuff. And yeah, I think too the big takeaway as well is that Jack Flaherty continues to pitch well, and Jack Flaherty continues to look like someone that they're going to need to lean on. Remember, Jack Flaherty has gone from, awesome, we got our number 3 starter, to a guy that might get the ball in Game 1. I think Yamamoto's stuff, when he's at its best, he's nastier. But Flaherty, considering his experience, a little more of a veteran, he's obviously been healthy all season. Jack Flaherty, you may have seen the Dodgers Game 1 starter today, and their best player go off. So it's kind of the recipe for this team in the postseason as well. And I think that it's tough. This also kind of brings your spirits up too a little bit when you consider all the injuries of late. But D-Mac constant Ron Burgundy mode. Yeah, a couple more here, guys. We got Mike Lerma in the chat. What's up, Mike Lerma? Always rocking with us. Yeah. So if you look at the Dodgers right now, and after this win, the Dodgers' 91st win of the season, you get that magic number is down to 6. So the Dodgers' magic number down to 6. So any combination of Dodgers 6 wins, Padres losses. Hey, we're in Steve Garvey mode. So the magic number is down to 6 for your Los Angeles Dodgers. So you got to love that. A couple more here. We got 1 second, guys. There we go. Yeah, down to 6. So, like I said, this is a team that they know they have the formula to win in the regular season, and it's just about, okay, how do you put yourself in the best position to win down the stretch? And I don't know, in a little bit, for some of you guys, how does it feel, the fact that he got that on the road? Imagine if he did that at Dodger Stadium. Oh, my goodness. Imagine that at the Ravine, 50,000 fans there. It would have been incredible. Of course, baseball is so weird like that. It happens in Miami, of all places. It's the first time you heard that stadium loud all season long. A $4.99 super chat from Abstract says, I think considering the pitching injuries this season, making the NLCS is a success in my opinion. It depends on how you look at it. The truth of the matter is, if you just need 4 starting pitchers, really 3 that you feel really good about, you have 2 guys that are ace-level pitchers in Jack Flaherty. Flaherty has certainly pitched like an ace this season. And Yamamoto has ace-level stuff. And he's been a big picture in big games throughout his career in Japan. And then the third guy, well, he was a guy that at one point was considered to be one of the very best postseason pitchers in the game with a sub-3 postseason ERA in Walker Buehler, who's coming off his best start of late. So if he can figure it out to some degree, then it comes down to Game 4. In Game 4, it's tricky. Landon Knack had a good start yesterday. I think he's firmly entered the conversation to get a postseason start. Clayton Kershaw is working his way back. Tony Gonsolin could pitch for this team. I think Gonsolin probably pitches for this team next week. And you could have a bulk type situation. I wouldn't mind to see an opener in a game. And then after the opener, you see Kersh, you see Landon Knack, you see Tony Gonsolin. You can kind of mix and match for that fourth game. So, yeah, I mean, I think that, sure, you lose Glass now, it hurts. You lose Gavin Stone, it hurts. Bobby Miller hasn't pitched well this season. But the truth is, I mean, heading into this year, no one knew that Gavin Stone was going to do this. Most people thought that Gavin Stone was a bust. And he turned out to be a really solid pitcher for this team. I don't think he was managed correctly. I think that he should have been given some time off during the year, and they could have managed his workload a little better to put him in a better position to finish this year. But it's not like, I mean, when we were going crazy in the offseason after the Ohtani signing Yamamoto and this and that, no one was talking about Gavin Stone. And now all of a sudden, because Gavin Stone's out, the season's over. I mean, Glass now, sure, you understand that, but you did make up for it to a degree by trading for Jack Flaherty, and you have an offense that can carry you. You also have a bullpen that can get it done as well. So this team definitely has a decent chance to win the World Series. Absolutely. Yo, D-Mac, you invited to the carne asada and some micheladas. Adrian, I'd love to go to the carne asada. Love me some carne asadas. And I'd love to come to yours. Adrian Gonzalez, yo, D-Mac, we have to thank you for this. I heard Ohtani came to the Dodgers because he was a huge fan of this show. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be witnessing history with him wearing Dodger blue. Adrian, I don't talk about that a lot, but it is 100% fact. It has nothing to do with the $700 million that they gave him, mostly deferred money. It has nothing to do with the fact that this is a franchise that perennially competes for World Series titles. It was definitely because he was a fan of the Dodgers Nation post-game show here on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. But, of course, I love that. But if the Dodgers win the World Series, Roberts won't be fired. Yeah, I think that's safe to say, Adam818. Hi, D-Mac. My wife wanted to name our baby after you both. We are having a girl. Jay Bullet, hey. Doug Ella, how about that? D-Mac Ella. That would be cool. Give myself a bruh for that one. Goat Ohtani, are you sure he is human? I want to see. I don't think he's from this planet. I truly don't. A 551 super chat. I like that. I think 551. I see what you did right there, Power Cat. Can you give a shout out to a salty Angel Ohtani fan who finally gets to see Ohtani head to the playoffs for the first time, but in blue? You know what? I respect that. You know what? Just change sides. Change sides. Come on, join the good guys. With the real team in Los Angeles, Dodger Blue, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, of California, of the United States, of Earth, of Galaxy. I mean, whatever they call them these days. You got to join a functioning organization. And we're giving you this invitation today. You can join the Dodgers fans. Do it today. Join Dodgers Nation, and you get to enjoy Shohei Ohtani for the next 10 years. Where's all the surge sounds? I do not know. Taylor or Pajes from Yangyi? Look, I mean, it depends on kind of how it looks down the stretch. The truth of the matter is, I mean, Andy Pajes, he has continued to hit. I think that Andy Pajes' role, to me, he looks like he could be someone that could be an actual dangerous bat off the bench, especially against lefties. He's raked against lefties all season. Even when he was going through his slumps, he was still having success. In September, since the call-up, Pajes hitting .261 with a .652 OPS. He went 1 for 3 yesterday, had a hit. And then today, he was the guy who was on base, man. He was the guy that was on base when Shohei Ohtani was out there going absolutely insane. Tonight, Pajes goes 2 for 3, had 3 RBIs. So he think he did a really nice job. And Chris Taylor, he went 1 for 4, and give him credit for keeping the inning alive for Shohei to hit another home run. If you look at Shohei, if you look at Chris Taylor and how he's looked of late, I mean, it feels like, okay, there's the money situation. They owe him for another year after this at $16 million. You owe him. I mean, he has history, but he's not faring that much better. This month he's hitting 259 with a 607 OPS. I mean, you could also see both of them make it, and then no Kevin Kiermaier. So that's definitely a possibility as well. Because, look, the truth is Gavin Lux has been slumping of late. Gavin Lux hasn't had success against lefties. I think what you could see in the postseason, I think you could see a situation where Andy Pages makes it, starts in right field, where he's got a hose, can play right field, can play corner outfield. You just don't want to see him in center field. And you got your outfield of Teoscar in left, Tommy Edman in center. Then you have Andy Pages in right, and then Mookie on the dirt, and then Gavin Lux on the bench when you have a left-handed starting pitcher. So I think that's a clearly defined role for Andy Pages that I could see him in. But, yep, guys, couple more here. We're going to be back with you guys tomorrow. Retire number 6, I agree. Kevin Biggio, number 6 mode from Rubio Bleeds Blue. Yeah, that's what you think of when you think of number 6 with the Dodgers. It's not Steve Garvey. It's definitely our boy Kevin Biggio. God, that was an era, right? That was an era. That was like the Eddie Alvarez era for the Dodgers. I mean, remember was the Eddie Alvarez era for the Dodgers? The ice skater, the speed skater. Who's the most like random Dodger you guys can think of right now? I mean, it happens during these seasons. You'll see just like random players during the year. Eddie Alvarez, the Jake Lambs of the world. But here we go. We got let's check down below. Stands. Here, let's see if there's some more random Dodgers. No Gonsolin. You don't want to see Gonsolin. D-Mac. You're right. What up, Ken Warm? Claudia, people would go completely insane here in L.A. We're a little extra in L.A. Yeah, it'd been special, but it's still cool. In Miami, take the pressure off. And I think, too, for Shohei, just kind of get yourself in a really good spot mentally and physically. He's played the entire season. He's posted out there running, stealing bases. Now you can kind of put this individual accomplishment behind him a little bit and say, you know what? Now the focus is on the piece of metal. It's on the Commissioner's Trophy. It's on winning a World Series. And I think that had this kind of bled into the final games of the season and that kind of stuff, which he was already going to surpass this. We knew it was coming. But I think that now it really puts him in a good spot. Take a deep breath, kind of have the conversation with the front office and the managers about pitching, and then you kind of put yourself in a good spot to say, you know what, we're going to win this division, finish as one of the top 2 seeds, and then what's the game plan for the break? Because the time off between the break has been an issue for the offense. How do you correct that this time around? What do you need to do? I think that has to be the focus after they sew up this division. We got facts, a couple more here, guys. From Whitehead, Indiana, a team wins, not a player. A good torta can solve anything. Okay, you just threw me off there. We got, it's hard to manage anything without a manager. Swelling sausage. Had to find a way. Got to get D-Mac on my show. What up, Empire Jeff TV? The funny thing about that is, look, I mean, Dave Roberts, if Ohtani wins a World Series with Dave Roberts, he's going to be here for a long time. And look, you saw the thing with Dave Roberts where he gave Dave Roberts a little Porsche, right? Dave Roberts of Japanese descent. I think there's a lot of good connections with Shohei and Dave Roberts. Every time I've seen them interact, it's very positive, and I think that Shohei feels very comfortable with him as his manager. So definitely is Ohtani is from Area 51. Joey, comment to the show right there. 499 Super Chat would rather take the first seed and safe off against the Padres Mets, thinking the Padres would win second place or Milwaukee. I think the Mets are hot right now. I think when you look at the Padres and starting pitching, the shape that they're in, the bullpen, they have a postseason level bullpen. They have history with this team. There's more familiarity with it. But I think that you look at that Milwaukee team, the bullpen they have. I'm not afraid of the Milwaukee Brewers, right? I mean, 2018, the Dodgers, they beat them on their way to a World Series appearance. 2020, they beat them on the way to the World Series. I'm not afraid of the Brewers. I'm not afraid of any team, really, as far as this offense goes. I personally think that it would be Arizona's a team that's pesky. Arizona's a team that's pesky, and the Padres. You want to avoid those division opponents, in my opinion. I think the Mets, offensively, even the Dodgers pitching where they're at, I feel like you have a good chance to win. I mean, the Mets are a team that always kind of plays up to the Dodgers. They're probably one of the lesser teams I would want to kind of face. But any team you play in the postseason is going to be good. But personally, I would love to see a Padres-Dodgers series just because, hey, last time they won in 2020, they knocked off that Padres team. And I think that you're not going to enter that series complacent. It's going to be it would be a major kind of measuring stick series early on. And so I think that only helped this team as it stands. Really, I do. I mean, I think that you kind of have to throw away the last couple years because that was out then. But, I mean, if you look at where the Dodgers are at right now, the 2 seed in the National League, you face either the Brewers or the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks beat them last year. We know things can get weird, too, at Chase Field. I don't love that. The matchup with the Brewers or the Diamondbacks is more favorable. But I think as far as okay, let's lock it in and get tested early, the Padres or the Mets, they kind of provide that. But personally, look, I mean, you want to win as many games as you can. You want to give yourself time off, and you want to have yourself in favorable matchups. I mean, would the Diamondbacks beat the Dodgers 2 years in a row? Would the Brewers beat this Dodgers team? I mean, you guys know how it is. You follow this team for a long time. There's going to come a point in one of those first 2 games at Dodger Stadium. Either they're trailing early or they give up a lead. I mean, there's going to be nervous time. It's just you have to find some way to take those first 2 at home. And that's what they haven't been able to do in the last 2 seasons. And I think they have the best chance to do that against the 3 of the 6. But, yep, guys, we'll be back with you tomorrow. Thanks for rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. We got some random Dodgers. Ruben says Nick Punto. I like that. How much for Shohei Sox? We got Hepatitis C. Later says Darwin Barney. That's a good pull. Joe Torre, number 6. Yeah, he was number 6. Joe Torre. Tyler White. What happened to Outman? He's down in the minor leagues. Christopher Negron James, remember he had that for his Players Weekend. D-Mac, Ohtani, Glenn Burke, Sheldon Noisey's random for sure. Claudia, 100% the ring for sure. Subwagonson, we'll talk about that a little later tomorrow. But he's going to make another rehab start this Saturday. I think he could be back on the mound for the Dodgers in some capacity next week. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Shohei Ohtani, he is unreal. He creates the 50-50 club today, going 6-4-6. Love you too, Kay. Love you too, Jed Jerko. I'm loving reading these random names, but BC says this is our year, so we'll end it on that. Jose Marrero says Shohei Ohtani is the real head of the table, the real tribal chief. He is greatness on another level. This is his show. This is his place. Everyone acknowledge Shohei Ohtani. Let's go Dodgers. But thanks again, guys. Remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. And until next time, think blue.